0, bro.
We back again.
That was funny.
Shrug Gaming episode 2. We back at it again. Got my boys here, ready to talk about whatever, and let's get through it. We got a lot to talk about today, fellas. What's going on? How y'all doing this week?
Okay.
Good, man. I was glad to see you guys last weekend. Miss my boys.
Yeah, we had a good time at Hot Tops.
Yeah,
it was nice.
Shout out to High Tops.
Oh man, they got some good wings there too. So next time we hit it up, They got some good wings, some wangs.
Wangs.
Yeah. All right. We got a lot to get to today, so I think we should just go ahead and get to it. Last week, Nintendo dropped details and announced that they will be releasing a new Nintendo Switch in October. It is the Nintendo Switch OLED. So basically the same Switch with a little bit bigger screen and an OLED screen. Everybody's pretty disappointed. What do you guys think? What's up with that? What's up with the OLED?
Why don't you go first?
Okay. I never expected Nintendo to release a 4K Switch because that's just not Nintendo. I did think that they would at least release something that had like 1440p resolution at least, and maybe could do better frame rates, because I heard that on the regular Switch the frame rate gets pretty rough on certain games. So I thought they would at least something that would make it a little bit more stable. But just releasing an OLED screen is kind of, I'm kind of like whatever. I'm not surprised that Nintendo would do such a thing, and I'm not buying it, so I don't really care.
Oh, I'll go next.
Oh,
nah. I'm not really pumped about. I was a little pumped about because I've been holding off buying a Switch. It'll be the third Switch console that's in this house, because I got a Lite and then I have a regular Switch from when the first launch, and it's like I give it to the teenagers because I was like, I don't want to do this. But then I bought a Lite to play Animal Crossing.
You ain't feel like no nub action?
Nah, I mean, we could get into all that at some other point, but it wasn't doing it for me, and I couldn't. I felt like I couldn't. The games I wanted to play, it got too difficult with the controllers, having to buy the controllers, and then the online was wild. Anyway, that's a long story short. The OLED thing is really, I think it's nice for them, because that screen that they did have on that one is it's not the best. It has a lot of problems as far as, it's not the resolution that even our phones are at today. So I think that's good that they made that update.
Jesus Christ.
What?
Yo, the damn thing is so outdated. Like, it was outdated when it first dropped.
Yeah.
Like,
and I can't read any of the stuff on my Switch Lite, so I kind of stopped playing that, because the way that they make these games now, it's like it's for a big screen and a small screen, but they don't. There's no adjustment for like the texts, So now I'm like, I don't even want to do this anymore. So now
it sounds like you're about to be making a trip to GameStop, my boy.
Yeah, I need a Switch for my TV. I might throw that light in with it, and I'll just move. I'll just.
You
play
still got a Pro controller?
Way. Yeah, I had to buy another Pro controller because the teenagers took the other one because they hate playing with the nubs just as much as anybody else.
Who? I don't look. Anybody that likes playing with those fucking nubs, you're a liar. Those things are terrible.
The Joy Nubs. That's what we've been calling the Joy Nubs. If you don't know what the nubs are, it's the Joy Nubs. It's like, no, you gotta like.
You're a liar if you like playing with those little ass remote controls. Like, ugh.
Didn't you say the light hurts your hands too? Like, after a while of holding it, like if you got big hands, or
I mean, it's not super comfortable. I got a case on there now, and it makes it a little thicker, so that's a lot better. I mean, there's ways around all this stuff, and I'm not going to sit here and tell somebody that they need to hate that console or any of it, because there are ways around it, but it's just not. It's not. It just seems like they come up with a harder idea and then they go. They don't really care about the long term implications. And it's kind of obvious that they put out this new one with a better screen, a little bigger screen. They fix they put a Ethernet in the dock, so that was a thing that
In
they
the dock, yeah.
didn't feel interested in at first, but then they've added on. Overall, it's a shrug. It's a shrug for me.
Probably because their online is terrible.
It's a shrug for you.
It's a medium to high shrug for me. Because it iterates on something, but not the things that we care about.
I'm definitely just going to get the regular one, and I feel pretty confident about getting the regular one now. I know that we were all kind of holding off on it because we were like, oh, well, what if they release one that's got better performance?
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to do that, honestly. I think
Nintendo's never done that ever.
I don't think they're going to do it. I think that this is the Switch that was supposed to be the Pro model. They're going to ride it for another 2 or 3 years. Probably 2 years. I don't think Nintendo's going to keep the Switch going for forever. I think they're going to hit their sales goals and then they're going to drop a new console.
I think so.
Shit, probably even by next year.
I think they'll do another Switch. I think they're going to do another one.
You think they're going to do like a
hardware revision?
They're going to do
a Switch 2.
A Switch 2 that is what we wanted right now. But a year and a half from now, maybe 2, and then we'll be like, okay, don't want that either.
Yeah,
it's old. It's old now. It's old now.
Right.
It
Switch. Let's be honest. The Switch, hardware-wise, is in terms of power, is like the PS3 360 generation. Like, it's not that powerful.
Nah, I think most of the games, the games on it barely do 1080p. I think it's like we're talking about 720p, 900p games. Even on the TV, I don't think a lot of those games are hitting 1080p, and they damn sure not holding 30 frames per second. So I wouldn't even say it's as strong as the PS3. Because towards the end of the PS3, we were hitting 1080p and holding 30 frames.
Yeah, and I don't want to sound like a bunch of like a bunch of like spec elitists, like
no, they deserve
kind of specs. But yeah, like we played PlayStation 3, 3 and 4. We've dealt with that already. We're done with that. We got some new stuff, and it's fantastic. And I don't want to go back to 27, 24 frames per second. Even sometimes 30 frames per second now is pushing my buttons.
Right. So it's definitely 30 frames is definitely not. It's not doing
30
it for
frames
me anymore.
is starting to be hard to do now, bro.
It works. It works for their games and their first party games, and that's really what Nintendo only cares about. Even though they made a very big push to get third party games on that Switch. At all means.
To be fair, I would never buy a third party game on the Switch. It would only be the first party stuff.
I mean, if that's all you
unless
had.
it was like there was a couple of cool third party exclusives that they had.
Like Astro Chain and shit like that.
Yeah, Astro Chain, and then there was some other shit. I think that's coming out or coming.
Ooh, yeah, I forgot about Astro Chain. I'm gonna get that.
Yeah, and then Bravely Default 2 is on there too, or coming.
I don't know if that's out yet. Is Bravely Default out?
Very close to being out. Either it is. Or
John, did you beat the first one?
I did not. I got hung up around like the last quarter of it. I did play it. Played a lot of it. I liked it a lot. I actually been thinking about digging out my DS and trying to grind through it.
Oh, that's right. It's on the 3DS. Bravely Default.
Yeah. The first one.
Golly.
Yeah, I think it came out for the 3DS, the first one. Yeah.
I'm willing to bet that Bravely Default inspired Square to do those Final Fantasy. What are they calling them? Those like remakes, those like updated remakes that they're putting on mobile.
Yeah, they're doing like it's like 1 through 5 or something like that.
Yeah, like they're calling them like forgot the name. It's like Pixel something. I don't know. They had like a really cool wording for it being an upgraded game or whatever, or remastered game.
Mm-hmm.
But that look could still work. That, you know, Bravely Default look, it looks great.
Shit, indie games do it all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, so for me, I want to buy a Switch because I want to play. I definitely want to play that new Metroid, the Metroid Dread.
Oh hell yeah!
Calling the
So
Pixel
I definitely
remaster.
feel like
There we go.
Pixel
Something like
remaster.
that.
Sorry, I got.
I definitely. No, you good. I definitely feel like I can just go whenever I get, whenever I feel like it. I can just go to Target and buy a Switch.
I mean, aren't they still pretty sold out too? Because they're having the the conductor shortage too, right?
I mean, I was at Target yesterday. They had them, so I've been seeing them around.
I mean,
Okay.
some respect.
So, I mean,
right?
That's the reason we got this half step is the fact that we were in this shortage of components in the first place.
The semiconductor.
Stop making excuses for these fucks.
Yeah. I think we should.
I don't want to hear
giving
it.
Nintendo
I mean,
pass.
it's real.
Stop it. I'm so tired of people always giving Nintendo the well, it's Nintendo, so they don't have to do that. Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Anybody that makes a piece of technology, you have to make something up to date. You can't be putting out this old ass hardware.
Especially these days, forget it, because everything is getting better, faster. Technology is,
Right.
So
And Nintendo thinks they're immune to the rest of the market, and they're not.
I mean,
and they should be.
tell that to their sales.
no,
True.
Nintendo being
True.
an old Japanese company.
Can't say
Nintendo
nothing
being
about
an
the
old
sales.
Japanese company, they're very fucking stubborn. Like, they're gonna stick with what works. Like, that's the mentality a lot of that they have over there. It's like, if something's working, like, that's it. Like, keep doing it until it don't. So they know over here all these gullible ass American parents are gonna buy their kids a Switch because the little kids here are
Don't call the parents gullible, Rob. They may watch the podcast.
they're gullible. You're buying you're gonna buy your kid another Switch in like 2 years because they're at the playground. The kids are making fun of each other for not having the better, the other colored Switch. Like, sorry.
We're not insulting anybody for buying a Switch. But Nintendo needs to do better. I just want them to sell a better product and stop selling us, look, I can deal with 1080p. I can't deal with 1080p. But for Nintendo, I would deal with 1080p. But the frame rate stuff, that's unforgivable to me. Your game should at least, at the bare minimum, be able to run
30.
Stable.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to say 30 frames. Stable. I want your games to
anything
run
below
stable.
30 frames. What is that? That's like
It's not playable.
You're gonna start you're gonna be jittery. You're gonna get a headache.
Right. It's not playable at that point. I mean, I was switching back and forth between 60 and 30 with Ratchet, and I can't do it, man. I mean, it looks terrible. And I know to most people it'll probably look fine, but at 60 frames is a big difference, and I can't go back.
You want to hear something funny? So Last of Us 2 got its 60 frame patch or whatever.
Right.
And it's something about it to me that Last of Us 2 for some reason looks slightly better in 30 frames to me. I don't know if it's like because it kind of has like more of a cinematic movie vibe to it, like a lot of that game. But I was like looking at 60 frame footage, like I even played it in 60 frames. I was just kind of like, messing around with it a little bit. And I don't know what it is. Did they downgrade the visuals at all? Did they like drop the
No.
Did they drop the resolution or anything?
It's probably
No, it's still running
because
1440p.
it's based in like the game's pacing was all focused around that 30 frames range.
Yeah,
and
30
it's
frames.
Not
not,
30 frames. Yeah, it feels more cinematic.
Yeah, it's not a twitchy game. It's like Ratchet and Clank is fast, man.
No.
Right.
So, crazy.
Fast.
But I feel like this game is much more rooted in reality, so it doesn't have to be as twitchy and responsive. And I think they made the gameplay around that.
Yes.
Almost knocked my fucking light
over
over
there, bro.
Yeah. I think that's why they're re-releasing Ghost of Tsushima, because that was another game that wasn't made. I don't like that. The PS4 version wasn't like made to be in 60 frames per second.
Yeah, it looks a little odd. Like I don't know how to
And now they're putting out the PS5 version or the updated version, and I think it should probably look a lot more natural. Same thing that I think they're gonna do with. I think they're gonna re-release Last of Us on PS5 as well. So
I think so too.
Whenever they drop the Factions multiplayer. So look.
Since we didn't already, please hurry up with that, Naughty Dog. I don't want to rush y'all, but please.
Since we didn't already
right now.
Since we didn't already jumped over to PlayStation, we might as well go ahead and switch topics. Segue, yeah. PlayStation had a state of play on last Thursday. No big first party games, just except Death Stranding, which is that a first party game? Second party?
Second party?
Yeah. So no big first party games, no Horizon, no God of War. Just a lot of third party stuff and a Deathloop gameplay demo, which was like 9-10 minutes long. I don't know. I mean, it was fine. I watched it. It had some cool stuff.
It's not all about it.
It's not what we want right now, though, because I don't think Sony has really shown anything big recently. So I think it was kind of.
I think they're keeping their cards to the chest still.
Yeah, I mean, I do have a couple of things that I did like. I like that Sifu. The Sifu looks
everybody's
cool.
been talking about that. That shit looks cool.
It got delayed till early 2022, though. It was supposed to come out this year. The Demon Slayer game. I'm probably just gonna get that just because I like the show and the movie and everything. Death Stranding director's cut. They showed a lot of different.
Show your shirt, John.
Traversal elements and content that's going to be added to the game. It's going to be
a lot of shit.
4K 60. What do you guys think about Death Stranding coming out? The director's cut. And if you already have the PS4 version, you can upgrade to the PS5 version for $10. So it's not like you got to buy the game again. I mean, pay full price. So it's not bad.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Being a purist, I feel. I mean, I would like people to go experience it, right? I would like people to check it out, but I don't know if they are. And I feel like adding all those,
the original,
just the game. Even at this director's cut, I don't know if this is enough to make people's opinions turn around on it. But I would like people to go check it out.
Yeah,
I'd like people to play it. I think adding all the extra stuff, I was watching it and I was like, oh, this is just like, it's kind of like more toys for the playground for people that have already made their way through the game, which is nice, and I appreciate that. I would like to see the graphics, though. That's kind of interesting. I don't know if I personally will play through that whole game again.
It's a long game.
But it's a lot of game.
It was awesome.
But you could also just run through it, I don't know, just to see.
I'm pretty sure they're adding like new
missions,
missions and stuff. So maybe you'll be able to, and you can import your save, so you should be able to just jump back in and just. Since y'all already finished the game, you might be able to just jump straight into the new content.
It'd be interesting, to be able to just jump into some kind of new content. That'd be nice.
There's going to be new missions. I heard, of course, the graphical updates, but the one thing that stood out to me was the other added stuff. It seems more actiony. I think that maybe them listening to some of the negative things that people had to say about that game, that it wasn't actiony enough. The funny thing is that because that game is so long, if people would have actually kept playing, the action ramps up a lot. You
definitely have an option later on to turn it into an action. But Yeah, like one of the things I saw was like a jump. You can make a bike jump, a bike ramp.
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
It's like, okay, so like you don't have to make this whole bridge to get across these ravines and stuff. So it's.
And I saw something where you can it was like a launcher. It looked like a rail gun, and you can just shoot stuff into the air.
Launcher,
guessing you're launching materials at people's bunkers, which sounds hilarious to me. That counts as a delivery. So again, I like that. I appreciate them. Yeah, that's what it looked like to me. And you know the little helper legs that you would like send out on missions. You can hop on the back of one and just. So it's very Kojima. Like, it's so goofy. Yeah. It's such a serious game with a very serious story and content. But when you are allowed to play it, you can play it goofy. It's just almost just like that last Metal Gear too.
It really is an open game, man. You really can play that game in a lot of ways, and I think that's part of its brilliance is that it can be played in 3 or 4 different ways. I'm a bat for Death Stranding forever. That game was really, really good. I just think people's attention spans aren't as long as they should be these days, but it is what it is. But I think if people give it a shot and you like an engrossing experience and an experience that's a little different than everything else out there, then you'll really enjoy it if you stick with it.
Yeah, I mean we're all Kojima fanboys here. Y'all know I haven't finished Death Stranding. I got about 50 hours in it, so I'm gonna hop back in. I'm gonna pay the $10. I'm gonna get back in there. I think I'm about. I don't know how far into it I am, but I'm on was it chapter 3 or something like that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So you're nowhere.
That game got 12 chapters. What is it?
Maybe it's chapter. I can't remember. Maybe it's 7. I don't know. I think I'm about halfway through.
Okay.
Because now the dudes, the dudes with the guns are running around hunting you down and stuff like that. I just got to that part.
Okay. Yeah, with
the military.
With the what's the bad guy's name? And
Higgs.
Troy Baker played. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, his boys are running around the map now, just beating up porters and stuff like that.
That shit is funny.
That's pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
So you gotta get around those guys. That's where I left off. So I'm just gonna import my save and I'm gonna just jump in and probably finish it on the definitive edition. So
that game is going to be interesting. The frame rate. I'm wondering if it's going to translate well because that game is very cinematic too.
Yeah, and very slow paced. It's not a very twitchy shooter game. It's more of a slower paced game. So but look, to me, I'm always inviting 60 frames 4K because I think that should be the standard going forward with all games.
Yeah.
Now, besides Death Stranding, we had a 10-minute gameplay demo of Deathloop. It looks pretty cool. I'm gonna get Deathloop probably day one. I know a lot of people are butthurt about it because Microsoft bought Bethesda, which means they bought Arcane, who's the studio making the game. And they're saying things like, well, why should we buy this game if we're not going to get access to the sequel and blah, blah, blah. And it's you don't even know if they're going to make another game. That's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous mindset to have.
Oh, Jesus.
And I don't mean to come down on the PlayStation fanboys, but I don't know. I just feel like people just who cares? If you want to play the game, but don't be oh, Xbox bought the studio, so I'm not going to play it anymore. That's just fucking stupid. I don't agree with that.
It's a weird hill to die on.
If the game's good, and it's semi-interested, then just play it.
Right. I think it's interesting. I would probably enjoy watching you play it or something first, or maybe actually get my hands on. It's something about watching these. Watching all the videos and the demos, and I'm watching it, and it just doesn't seem like it's something I want to do. I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, it's very reminiscent of Dishonored. And
2.
we know how you felt about that. So.
See, that might be it. That might be what's triggering me. Getting
You didn't like Dishonored, John?
flashbacks.
Hell no.
Just the pacing of Dishonored, it was killing me. I couldn't do it.
I could see that. I could see
There was
that.
something about it, and I just can't do it. Can't do Dishonored.
Dishonored
I finished the
is
first
very
one.
slow at the beginning.
Yeah. I finished the first one. The second one, I got about halfway through, and I enjoyed those games. But what throws me off is the having to decide between going full out action and stealth.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like making that decision is like kind of, I don't even know what word. I don't know, frustrating or.
Yeah,
I don't know, because I feel like if I play actiony, then I'm missing out on playing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I feel like if I play only one way, I'm missing out on other cool moments. You know what I'm saying? Like,
What the problem that I had with that concept is that with Dishonored, like you would go all actiony, and then there would be repercussions for doing that.
I feel
I
like
didn't
you're
like
missing
that.
out.
It was serious
Yeah.
repercussions for
Yeah.
them.
Yeah,
So they didn't really want you to go action, but they had these action, let's see, like upgrades and
Which was
weapons and
weird.
stuff.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like, well, so you just want me to just fight through it, just make this harder on myself? Is this is kind of like
They
a
want you to
self-paced
play through
hard
that
mode?
game. They want you to play through the campaign like 2-3 times. Like,
right.
Yeah, I think they wanted you to explore.
Yeah.
But it wasn't doing it for me.
Deathloop doesn't seem like it has any of those hang-ups. It just seems like you're just trying to get through it the best way you can.
is that going to have a multiplayer too?
It's not. It's like a not an asymmetrical, but it's like a like somebody can invade your game type thing as the other character, because there's two main characters. Well, there's one main character, and then there's another character, and she's trying to kill you as you're trying to kill the 8 bosses. So another online player can invade your game and try to kill you.
I like that whole idea. The whole idea of being able to, like, if you die, you start the day over, and being able to explore the environment over and over,
Right.
and kind of learn like everything that, like the way people move around and how they're going to react and stuff like that. I find that really interesting. So that's kind of a part of why I would like to try it out.
It's very
Just
That's very Soulsborne-esque.
Yeah,
I
in
mean,
a way, it's like kind of a memorization of the world. It sounds fun to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna try to go into it and just do my thing and just try to get see how it goes. I like the aesthetic and everything a lot, so that's what's speaking to me about it. So I wanna give it a try.
It's cool.
Yeah. That was really it. I mean, the state of play wasn't a whole lot to it.
You guys want to talk about Moss 2?
No.
I never played the first. Any of y'all played the first one? Any of y'all played the first one?
Wasn't
Is
the first one a VR game?
The second one's a VR game too.
Yeah, I
don't know if you have to have VR though. This is where I'm always confused.
Yo, none of y'all have VR, right?
I think so. I think so.
No.
Yeah.
I don't want all those cords and that setup.
Yeah.
I'm just
Hopefully the
I'm not
VR2
interested.
makes up for all of that.
Supposedly the VR2 is going to have one cable, and that's it.
Okay.
Connecting what?
I don't know, but it's supposed to just have one cable. That's what PlayStation said when they first announced it. Because remember, they already showed the controllers.
Yeah, those look dope.
Yeah.
I don't know. VR kind of gives me a headache, so I'm gonna have to try before I buy anything.
But what fixes that is you got to have a super high frame rate.
Okay.
That's what stops people from getting motion sickness and stuff like that. So hopefully, they do that with this new one and it's not an issue.
All right.
So we'll see. All right. So we got some more PlayStation news. Last week they announced that they purchased 2 new studios, Housemarque and Nixxes Studio. Housemarque, most notably known for making Returnal recently, and Nixxes Studio is a support studio, and they also do a lot of PC porting, porting games to PC. So I'm guessing they're just here to help PlayStation with their initiative on porting exclusive games to PC, and they're also probably just going to be supporting the other first-party studios. And then also, before we dive in, PlayStation Japan leaked. We don't know if it's a leak, but it looks like they might have leaked that they also bought Blue Point Games as well. So, what do you guys think about PlayStation and their new acquisitions?
I mean, everyone speculated that Blue Point and Housemarque were going to be, well, it's not 100% yet on Blue Point, but everyone's been speculating for a while now that they were going to become part of PlayStation Studios. And I think that, of course, it's a great move. Very talented studios, very consistent. Housemarque in particular, I think that they deserve a shot. Another shot. Returnal was really dope. I think they deserve another shot to make like a big, another big budget game. And, Sony's gonna make it happen for them. I think, marketing wise and, giving them support and everything. They just need to find that sweet spot of, because Returnal is hardcore. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
I'm usually super into games like that, but I've had no time lately, and they got to find that sweet spot. I think on the next game where it's like it's hardcore, but at the same time it can still be accessible, to people who, I guess you could say average game or whatever. But I like to see stuff like this, man. Like like Sony's been saying in the news, their acquisitions are very calculated, and I
they
think
like to spend a lot of time with the studio before they just jump out and purchase them.
So we'll see what happens. Maybe they'll start churning out hit after hit like Insomniac.
Housemarque is like accessibility. What is
it? What is that word?
Right.
Accessibility. We make game, you play.
Yeah. Yeah. Where
Until
they
you
from?
die.
They're like some European country, right? Where they from?
Finland.
Finland. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I like Housemarque. Like they make a lot of real fun and visual games, and I agree with Rob that they deserve to keep making them games that hate us, and I appreciate it. I think it needs to be a part of the game diet. Like you need to play a game that hates you, that hates your guts.
Yeah, that makes you keep going
and dares
back.
you to keep playing. And that's important. It's important.
It's a very rewarding feeling.
Everyone should play. Everyone should play Returnal. And just for that experience, if you call yourself a gamer, get out there.
Yeah,
give it your best shot until you got a headache and can't.
I've never in my life have I played a video game where it won't let you turn the damn console off.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. That's the Dark Souls. That's the Dark Souls of it all. Is that it's invading your space and time in real life.
Yeah, it's like, nigga, I can't stop. Like, really?
Then when you stop and come back the next day or later that day, all the momentum you built up is gone.
If you think about it, it might be part of the meta. It's like the meta part of the whole game is that she's stuck in this loop and you're stuck playing this game over and over.
That's a good way of looking at it, bro.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's blowing your mind a little.
Because when Returnal first came out, it had a couple of bugs and glitches and things like that. So they've been not slowly. They've been fixing a lot of the problems. I think the game is running a lot better than it was at launch. I mean, originally I didn't really think it was that bad. I only had one bug when I was playing it.
Yeah, I haven't seen that many bugs.
I got trapped in. I had where I got trapped in a room and the doors wouldn't open.
Shit.
And I had to restart. Luckily, I wasn't too far into a run, so it wasn't that big a deal. But they've been patching it, and then they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna look into whether or not we're gonna allow people to just stop their runs and then come back, mid-run." I don't think they're gonna do that. I think they're just blowing smoke.
It's part of the experience with that game.
I think it's part of the experience too, and I wouldn't be mad at them if they didn't do it, or if they made it in some way that made it a little less inconvenient, like a little less convenient. If they made it, but made it still inconvenient, that would be okay too. But I think it's part of the game, man. You
I think so too.
You drive down on your hours and you get somewhere or you don't.
Yeah. You just got to make it to the next act. Basically, that's your save point, your checkpoint.
When you get good, and when you do have a good run, it goes fast, right? So the game isn't necessarily super long.
No. I think you can beat the whole game in like 6 hours if you're just like killing it. Maybe even less.
So I think that's what they're taking into account also.
Yeah, that's very unique how you put that, John, about that, like, because that game really is that. She's super frustrated that she's stuck in this like cycle, and you're on the ride with her. So it's like, fuck, I died again, like,
right.
So yeah,
they really want you, if you're gonna stop it, they want you to make that decision in real life that you're gonna stop this and go back to it.
Yeah. So, any thoughts on Blue Point? Blue Point, they did the Shadow of the Colossus remake a couple years ago. Rumor is that they're doing a Metal Gear Solid 1 remake now for PlayStation.
I mean, my thing is, like, is that going to be their job? Is to just pull up old games? And
I don't know.
Know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
And then also, I feel like they do a good job, and they should pull up old games for everybody, not just. I mean, I guess if PlayStation's going to buy them, they're going to buy them, but it'd be nice if they were out there getting that contract money and just kept pulling up games for everyone.
I don't know. Like people have talked about what would happen if Blue Point started making their own games, but they do such a good job reimagining and remaking old games, like Shadow of the Colossus, like Demon Souls. So for me, I'm like, they want to remake Metal Gear.
Please. Yeah. Please do it.
Please, God, do it.
And
let's give it.
Please collab with Kojima on it too.
I have no doubt that they would. No doubt.
I mean, one thing we learned about video games and video game news and rumors is like where there's smoke, there's fire. So I think the Metal Gear remake is real.
That rumor has been going on for like
years.
Over a year.
Yeah. So where there's smoke, there's fire. So they've already proven that they could really get the job done. The Demon Souls remake was amazing. The Shadow of Colossus, fuck that shit.
Shadow of Colossus remake was
so
really good too.
Dope.
Yeah, like if you never played the PS2 version, I would just say play the one on PS4 because it's basically the same game, but it's just it looks so much better. Yeah, and it adds like that more like that feeling when you're playing Shadow of the Colossus and you're killing the Colossi, and you're like
kind of feel bad.
This doesn't
start to feel bad.
I feel bad about doing this. It's even more like sad when in the updated graphics and you can see how sad they look and it's terrible.
Push that. Okay. Yeah, you're the monster. You're the monster.
Yeah. And then Nix's studio, Nix's worked with Square Enix a lot. They helped out on a lot of Square Enix games. Support and porting to PC. They ported the Tomb Raider games to PC. They helped out with the Avengers game. So they worked on a lot of big budget titles. So
yeah, they seem to be
that was a good move.
Very good at porting to PC. It seems to be one of their main things is porting games to other platforms. So I don't know. I guess if that's what PlayStation is going to use them for a lot. And also, they seem like kind of like a support unit. Also, they help. They jump in and help on other games as needed.
Right. Which I think Sony wants to be able to pump these first party games out faster. So I think that's probably a good move. I wouldn't be surprised if they buy another support studio just to be able to get these first party games out.
Wasn't that one of the reasons why Insomniac's games have been coming out so quick? Is because they have they probably got 3 teams, but then they got the support too. So
probably. I mean, I just think Insomniac's just a really big studio. They just got a lot. They just got a lot of people.
They've been around a long time. So
right. hats off to those guys, man, for just dropping games.
Just dropping games.
My God. I mean, it's
and
just
great
amazing.
at that. Great games.
Yeah. So, I kind of want to move on to the Kojima and Xbox stuff. Rumors, well, not rumors. Apparently, Kojima signed a letter of intent with Xbox to make a game. Yes.
Okay.
Well, I guess it's a rumor. I don't know if it was like they put it out and made an announcement. They didn't do that, but from reputable sources, Kojima and Xbox signed a letter of intent that they're going to make a game together. People are signing petitions trying to
so weird
get the game canceled.
That's so weird. Like, yo, get a life, bro. Like, I love Kojima too, man, but golly, wherever he put his game, that's where he put his game, man. Like,
why is that the case when people barely want to play the games he do put out? They want to talk crap.
Exactly.
And then when he's like, all right, I'm going to go do some business over here, they're like, oh, no, don't do that. It seems like there's a lot of duality on how people feel about Kojima and his games, and I don't understand it.
That's probably just like a small pocket of, like, Kojima nuts who are probably also PlayStation fanboys and like used to playing his shit on PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? So
that's possible. I mean, I'm happy for him. I like him to get out there mostly because I think that he doesn't like to be pigeonholed, and he also is. I think that it's good to let him go out there and see what he can do somewhere else. Give him some ideas. See what happens. I'd be interested to see how Xbox people pick up on his content.
And then also, because I think Kojima, when he's making something, he thinks about everything. What type of game is he going to make for Xbox? You know, I think he's like, you know, what are we going to make that's going to reach this audience? I don't think he's gonna make something like Death Stranding because he knows they're probably not gonna have a whole lot of interest in that.
Yeah.
Or
go ahead.
Or maybe Kojima's just gonna make. He already had something lined up that he wanted to make, and he's just like, I'm making this game, and I'll just drop it on Xbox because whatever. They're the one giving me the money.
Right. Like, who approached who in this situation? Because it's interesting to think that Xbox was like, we need to get that Kojima guy over here to do
I'm
something
pretty sure Xbox
for
approached
us.
him. Yeah.
And maybe they're just hoping to get a hit.
Yeah, I would bet all kinds of money that Xbox approached Kojima because they just want to, you know, it's a big name.
Yeah,
and they want to be able to. That's a big moment for Game Pass.
Kojima's games and his fan base are considered hardcore. So I'm sure Microsoft probably is thinking like, if we get more of the hardcore on our side, maybe we can kind of turn the tide a little bit. So
Xbox likes to say that they have things.
Yeah, I get it. Exactly. I get it. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's gonna, you know, execute well. If Microsoft stays out of Kojima's way and lets him make what he wants to make, then
it's no way in hell they would start trying to tell that dude what to make.
I mean, it'll be interesting.
If it did, wow.
It'll
be interesting to see how it all goes and how long it takes. It'd be fun to have Kojima making a game and daring Xbox to get involved. Like, dare you to put a deadline on me? I dare you.
Yeah.
Like, cause that's kind of he don't deal with it no more. He don't want to deal with that no more. He's had problems with Konami with that whole deal,
right?
And I think he's done with that. So I think anything he signs with them is going to allow him some freedom.
Yeah, and I think Xbox should have learned that lesson with the whole situation with Platinum.
Yeah,
where you know you bring in a reputable creative studio who's known for making big games for everybody, and then you start trying to tell them what to do.
Yeah,
and
that game would have been so dope too, bro.
Right. Next thing you know, you got the creator on Twitter saying "fuck you." You know what I mean? And then they just say "fuck it," cancel the game. Mm-hmm. You know that. So
he probably used that as leverage too.
I hope Xbox learned their lesson from that situation with Platinum, because the funny thing is that when they were doing that Scalebound, they were also making Nier for PlayStation at the same time. Mm-hmm. And it's funny that Scalebound was a complete dumpster fire. It got canceled. It never came out. It was in troubled development. And then Nier comes out, and it's like everybody loves that game.
People love it, yeah.
You know, because they were in development at the same time, and it just shows the differences of, you know, Xbox, you know, because I think Xbox was trying to force multiplayer on Scalebound or something like that, and that wasn't like Platinum's like original plan. And
the co-op part,
yeah,
okay,
yeah, the co-op portion of the game, and it kind of made it made the game like
unstable,
right, which would cause the issues with the development, and so you know, I hope they get a great game, man. I mean, I got an Xbox, so whatever it is, I'm gonna play it.
I'm sitting here and I'm thinking it's gonna be some kind of horror game. It's the only thing that makes sense. It can't be an action game, right? Because an action game, Microsoft would want they would want microtransactions or online, right? So that's something that I don't think Kojima's games don't usually get into. And it's not going to be some kind of long story-based low action game, because that's something that Microsoft doesn't probably feel like it's going to sell. So the only thing is a horror game. That's the only thing. That it can be story driven, it can have a slower pace, it's not a lot of microtransactions, it's not a lot of online. It's got to be a horror game. I'm gonna put my money on that one.
I mean the rumor is still going around that they're making that Silent Hills or whatever, but you know, you got to imagine that would be that the rumors have been that was going to be a PlayStation thing. But I'm not sure that the Xbox. I don't know what they're making for Xbox, but from what it sounds like, it doesn't even sound like they've started making the game yet.
Yeah.
Oh no,
it don't sound like they started it either.
But I'm just
and it's supposed to be like a cloud. The rumor is it's a cloud-based game or some shit.
No, right? I didn't hear that.
I don't know.
I heard that another rumor was that it's a cloud-based game. So if it's a cloud-based game, that probably means it's going to be multi-platform.
Is it going to be a Stranding type
phones
game?
And shit.
Yeah, it's going to be a Strand type game. It's a new genre.
It's a new genre. Yeah.
I mean, but that's why Kojima's the shit, though, is he's always trying something new. Like, you know, especially every time he gets better hardware.
Yeah.
I like the
wordage, though, kills me.
The wordage is always hilarious, but I love that about Death Stranding was the invisible connections that you had to the other players was really interesting and really intensely enjoying for me.
Yeah, I dug it too. So we'll see how he'll strand this time. Be using that damn word for what? Are you using that word doing a Peace Walker?
I don't know.
I just remember before Death Stranding came out, people were like, "Well, what kind of game is this?" And he was like,
"Strand type game."
It's a Strand game. I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
You know,
and then
like
he would go into some long explanation of what Strand means. I don't know. Kojima's just hilarious. Right. I think he just does a lot of this shit to troll people. He just likes throwing out shit.
The best at trolling,
fun, man.
Yeah. That's it, man. I'm out of topics. Anything? What you guys playing right now?
I think I'm at the end of Ratchet and Clank. Last time I checked, my percentage said like 86% or something like that. So I'm gonna try to beat that today, actually. And when I'm done that, I need to finish that fucking Persona 5 Strikers. It's too fucking long.
Yo, you've been playing that game for like 6 months, bro.
I'm sick of 10 years. Like, to be fair,
somehow you went back in time, got the game from the future.
Shit. I was playing mad shit in between. Like, I was playing Resident Evil 7 at the same time, and I was playing, I don't even remember.
Why are you so intent on
what's up with you in Persona?
You can just put it down. You know, you can just put games down.
I'm at the end of the game.
Let it go.
You know how
doesn't matter.
You know how those games are. They're always like one more boss, and you know what I'm saying.
Listen, like, if you were Devin, that game would have been done.
That game would have been done.
Would have been like, I'll put that game down.
Devin be like, yo, fuck this game.
Yeah, he ain't sad about it. And then 4 years from now, he'd be like,
Then he'd be like,
"Yeah,
oh, wait, I gotta beat
Strikers."
it.
We'll be
Yeah.
like, "What game?"
I meant to beat that game. Nah, bro, I can't do that. I gotta beat this game. But
He's like, go ahead.
no, Final Fantasy, the Yuffie thing. I gotta play that too. Like,
Yeah, I was supposed to be doing that.
I don't like how y'all implicating me like that, man.
that's
y'all
what you
trying to
do,
say?
bro. You just start a game and then you get tired of it, then you move on to the next
I
shit.
thought you were proud of it. It's not even that you don't like the game or hate the game. It's just like you're just like, yeah, this ain't hitting right now. It's not hitting me right, and you just go on to the next thing. And then, but you do. I'll give you the props for going back. You always go back, and then nail it out, and you'll be like, yep.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, like we were just talking about Death Stranding, but that's kind of how it was for me with that game, where it was like I put a lot of time into it up front, and then I was just like, I'm tired of doing this right now, and then I'll put it away, and now they got the definitive edition coming, so I'll probably finish it then.
That's coming out in September, right? I think so, yeah. It's like September 20 something. And then Ghost of Tsushima director's cut is August.
September 24th on Death Stranding.
What are we gonna play online though? Are we doing that anymore? Are we done? Are we done with online stuff?
Everybody's schedule.
We can play that. We could play that Arcade Geddon. They just dropped that.
Yeah, I'd try it out. I don't know. I'll try out.
Oh
anything.
yeah,
I'm looking.
They showed that State of Play, right?
I don't even think that's an online game. I think it's like more of a co-op.
But what about that game that comes out on PS Plus
they call
next
it a
month?
Battle Royale.
There's an
Okay, yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a
talking about that Hunter's Arena.
Something like that. There's some co-op game coming out on PS Plus next month.
It was on State of Play?
Yeah.
Oh, PS Plus. Oh,
yeah.
No, I don't know.
Yeah. Hunter's Arena.
Yeah.
But that was on. Oh yeah, it is. Oh yeah, it's coming. Yeah, that kind of.
It's a battle royale game.
It's a battle royale. Okay.
So it's like you got your swords and your magic staffs, and you're running around a battle royale, but you're also trying to beat up, I guess, gods inside the arena, and also other players. So. But it's just kind of like that. What's that one? Spellbound. What is that one where you shoot magic?
Spellbound.
Spellbound. Yep.
It seems like another
Spell
attempt
break.
at that.
Spell break.
Fuck that up.
Yeah.
Spellbound. Spell break. Yeah.
I think it's spell break.
All these arena games have their. They're trying to like just tweak it just enough to find the right audience. So we'll see. I'd be willing to try this Hunter's Arena.
I'll
try it.
Yeah, I'll try it.
I'm always down to try anything.
I'm back and forth with the battle royale stuff. I've completely dropped Apex, just because I just
got tired of it.
I've had enough of it.
Can't solo it forever.
No, you can't.
And we're not there. I'm not there for you. I'm sorry.
What about
the
Turtle Rock's next game? I feel like I know y'all be down to do that.
Shut up! You don't talk about them.
Oh yeah, I
It
forgot
hit your
about
heart.
that. Back for Blood. I'm looking more for like a competitive, like not like strategy game, but like something not necessarily just like a first person shooter multiplayer game, but like something that's a little bit more strategic. Like when we used to play what was that game called? Paragon. When we used to play Paragon.
He said it.
Or something new and creative like Evolve, which just
rest in peace, Evolve.
Well, Paragon and Evolve, we were like, it finally hit the spot. Like this is perfect for us. And then those
everybody
games just
hated
kind of fell off a cliff.
Yeah, Fortnite killed Paragon. So
yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. Well, Paragon started killing itself, and then Fortnite finished it off. Let's go with that.
Yeah. I mean, they pulled the whole Paragon team. Epic pulled the whole Paragon team and put them on Fortnite.
Damn.
So.
But I feel like right now, if we had Paragon, I mean, it would be hitting. I think it would be hot right now because it would be in a unique position, genre-wise and multiplayer-wise.
Yeah.
I think I just need factions too. Like that's That's what I need.
Yeah, I'd be good
But
with that
who
too.
the fuck knows when that's coming out?
Hopefully, whenever PlayStation does the next first party state of play,
It sounds like
Naughty
it
Dog will
seems
show
like
something.
Factions 2 is going to be like on the same level as like some of the elements from Fallout 4, like building communities, and I mean, at least that's the rumors I heard. It was like that's why it's taking so long. Is this? It's going to be like a whole experience, like. So
Yeah, it definitely seems like this is going to be a lot bigger of a game than what the first Factions was in the first Last of Us.
Naughty Dog being Naughty Dog, they'll nail it. What we gotta just be careful.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's free to play. Honestly,
Yeah.
Naughty Dog loves selling
They do.
some microtransactions and
Oh
some
yeah,
guns
you want that bow and arrow, nigga? $3.
Right. That's gonna be 10. That's gonna be it's gonna be $5, bro.
Or for $5, you can get a nice hat.
Right, or
You
a
gonna
clown,
kill people
or,
with a fedora on.
or a clown mask.
Word.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to finish up Ratchet today too because I'm pretty sure I'm close to that.
Yeah.
I played it a lot yesterday.
That game is awesome, man, and it is pretty.
Yeah, and then after that, I'm gonna probably do Final Fantasy VII, do the Yuffie stuff, and then I wanna platinum. I wanna go back and platinum, and play Dragon Ball Z Kakarot because they dropped that Future Trunks DLC. I want to get to that. I also want to play the DLC for Doom Eternal.
I still got
a lot of stuff I want to play. I want to now. I want to play Demon Souls, so I'm gonna
you,
I'm
Devin.
gonna do that.
No. You should have played with us.
I'm gonna do it.
Too late. You should have played with us. We had a blast, motherfucker.
It's summertime. I told you I was gonna get it when the price dropped. It's like I'm pretty sure I can get it for.
Oh, you haven't even had it.
I don't even have it. No.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I'm gonna play Demon Souls. I want to do that, and
I hate you.
Why?
Because I'm the Souls dude.
I'm gonna.
I'm the Souls dude, and it
put a lot of time.
I
into
wanted
that game.
every time one of those games came out, I would want y'all to play with me so bad, but nobody would do it. The only time y'all would play those games with me,
I did it.
Bloodborne.
I did it.
Bloodborne remaster rumor. We didn't talk about that.
I won't.
Is that
I'm
a
not
real
doing
rumor?
that again.
Yeah, we don't. I mean,
We're not doing
it's always been a Bloodborne remaster rumor, but this time it sounds more like it's gonna happen. But we'll see. But yeah, John, tell how much fun you had. How much fun we had playing Demon Souls.
I had much fun playing Demon Souls.
Yeah, so
Much fun. I heard that Demon Souls it's not as hard as the other Soulsborne games.
Nah.
It's pretty manageable, right?
Yeah,
Bloodborne
is the one. Bloodborne is the one. Bloodborne is fuck
difficult.
you.
It's still difficult if you don't have a Rob. I had a Rob, so it wasn't too bad. But if you have a Rob, that's good.
See, I'm gonna be tempted to play it with him because, I just like playing co-op in that type of way.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah,
I like
really
playing. I like fighting
walking
bosses.
through.
I like fighting bosses with people. So
Yeah, you're really good at walking through. It was fun when you're like, yeah, let's go over here, and then I get fucking murked by a dude, and you're like, oh yeah, there's that dude there. I forgot. So it's not like a complete walkthrough. You still get some surprises.
yeah,
Right. Yeah, because you're not gonna remember everything.
niggas is around the
No, you
corner
can't.
swinging a pickaxe at you.
Maybe one day I'll be
Talk
able to turn
about
on my
the
PlayStation.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh,
Yeah, man.
Poor guy.
I've been looking at your thing, and it's like, wow.
How many days?
You haven't turned your.
How many days?
Last time I checked, you were up to what, like 13 or 14?
Damn,
Since you started
bro.
going?
I gotta get on there. I started. You know what I do? And I used to be real bad about this, but if like somebody hadn't, I would check their profiles, like they're on my friends list, and they hadn't turned their PlayStation on in a month. I'd be like, "No, I don't need you here.
You would delete them?
I'm
Right.
about to be that guy." Yeah, I would delete him.
You on your way out, bruh. Golly.
So I'm about to be I'm about to be. I'm about to delete myself
You ain't
in
even
a minute here.
You ain't even cut it on in 2 weeks. That's
Exactly.
wild.
That's crazy.
Nah, yeah, I don't. It's not even. The last time I turned it on, I was like, I'm gonna get in a minute here on this Yuffie, and then it was like instantaneous wife and baby hollering for me at the same time. I can't win. All I've been doing is playing Magic Arena on my phone. It's a Magic the Gathering mobile game.
That's terrible.
I'm not trying to promote it or anything, but I would like to maybe one day have a bigger conversation about mobile gaming and why this is like it's the only thing I can do right now, and it's helping me cope with not having the time to play anything else.
Mobile gaming is terrible, but it's very accessible.
Yeah.
So.
You do it. You can
it's
do it
always
anywhere.
there.
Literally, you really can do it anywhere.
It's helping me survive this.
Sorry, man.
Yeah, man, you'll get back
You'll
to
get
it.
back to it. I shouldn't complain about not having time to play.
Yeah, you guys play Magic, and you guys?
Nah.
No. I told you should download that League of Legends Wild Rift. We can play that. I mean, it's like Paragon, but
okay,
that's PC though,
but not
right?
like Paragon. No, it's a mobile game.
Oh,
yeah. I play it at work sometimes. The only thing about it is that when you get into those matches, you gotta
say how long's a match take?
Like 15 minutes. They're not that long.
That's not that bad. Okay.
Yeah. It's not like Paragon would be in a match for 2 hours. Damn. You know what I mean? Like those matches can go on.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
But I wanna get to the Yuffie stuff, and because it looks like we're about to be up one. The releases are gonna start slowing down for a while, and then when the fall hits, I don't really know.
I'll be catching up. I'll be catching up on shit. What's the Turtle Rock game called?
Back for Blood.
Okay. I mean, maybe we'll be playing that. That comes out in October. Maybe we'll be playing that together.
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely getting that too. Gotta support the boys.
What I'd be doing right now is, how I always I just kind of slide off of the mainstream game shelf
and play something super weird.
Super weird, super off the just find a game on the store that I'm like, all right, this looks interesting. I'm gonna try it out, and I haven't been able to do that. Like I've been feeling it too. Like I just want to pop in something wacky, see where it goes.
I think you would like that Subnautica, John.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to play that eventually.
We got that for free, right?
Yeah. And I played it for a few hours, and I was like, "This is really good."
Okay.
This is really good. It's really good, and this is a Johnny game because it's like, it's one of those games where it doesn't really tell you anything, and it just drops you in, and you just start exploring and
that's cool.
Find your own way.
Right. You just got to find your own way.
Yeah, exactly like Skyrim.
Yeah.
No,
that's a joke.
Literally,
I got stuck.
literally in Skyrim, if you finish the mission and you were like, "Yeah, all my missions are cleared," there'd literally be a guy running down the street, coming at you to give you a mission. Like Skyrim was just, they never wanted you to not be doing something. I remember that shit. Yeah.
It's gonna be releasing on. It's gonna be releasing on Super Nintendo any day now.
Right. Coming out on a refrigerator.
Coming out on Game Gear.
A random rock on the side of the street.
Yeah.
Is that Skyrim?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So,
all right.
any you guys watch
right.
any? I watched the Demon Slayer movie. I don't know if any of you guys watched that, but it's pretty. It's pretty good.
No spoilers, please.
Especially if you've been watching. Yeah, if you watch that series, you need to hit that movie up. It's good to go.
Yeah.
It's super canonical, so you gotta.
I gotta hurry
watch it.
I mean, I'll be getting sucked into the YouTube whole.
That happens
too much. So
I've been watching that JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I've been watching that Diamond is Forever.
Bruh, you've been watching
Listen.
JoJo for so long.
Listen, no, this is it's the newest season. You know, there's like 4 seasons. This is the latest one. But look, let me tell you, if you can't get into JoJo, we need to stop being friends.
Where you watching it at? Is it on Funimation?
A lot of it's on Netflix right now, actually.
Oh yeah, I've seen it on there.
At least that last season is on. In the last couple seasons on Netflix. But yeah, I think it might be on Funimation too. But man, it's just fun. It's a fun, ridiculous series.
And people really like it.
Yeah, you can't not like it if you can sit down and just watch it and not take yourself or it too seriously and enjoy. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I watched Black Widow last night.
Oh
no!
How was
my
that?
dad he bought it on Disney Plus.
Okay,
and I watched it. It wasn't bad. It was okay.
Yeah. Tony went and saw it yesterday.
I feel like I'm out of the loop with Marvel stuff lately.
I haven't even watched. I've watched like one episode of Loki, and there's like 5, and I just.
What's the other show?
Watch Loki.
WandaVision, right?
WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Oh, that I want to see. Everything else, I'm like, all right, I'll get to it eventually. But
Falcon and Winter Soldier is pretty good. WandaVision is pretty good too. Loki, I haven't watched much of it yet, so I've been watching because y'all know I love Star Wars. I've been watching
that Bad Batch.
Yes, and it's
so
fucking good.
On Disney Plus too?
Is it?
Yes.
I was going to ask you. I meant to ask you about it. Okay.
So what is this? Another series?
I love that. It's a continuation of Star. It's not a continuation, but it's like Star Wars: The Clone Wars, like that whole series.
Okay. Is it live action?
They did no, it's animated, and they did the final season of The Clone Wars, which is fucking amazing. Like that final season, like too. if you don't need to watch the whole show of Clone Wars, just watch that last season. It's amazing. And so basically, they introduced the Bad Batch in that final season of Clone Wars, and then now they have their own show, and it's really good.
That's really good that those people are able to like people just keep picking them up to like do their shows, and they can keep it doing. You would think that for an animated series, somebody would have been shut them down. But,
well, Disney originally did when Disney bought Star Wars, the animation department. Disney just abruptly ended Clone Wars, and then after like years of people like being pissed off, they finally allowed them to come back and finish it.
Disney's not fucking around right now.
But now, the thing about it is that the guy who heads the animation portion of Lucasfilm, he was like a dude that was handpicked by George Lucas, and now he's like doing Mandalorian and stuff like that. So the hope in the Star Wars community is that this dude takes over Star Wars, like as a whole.
Okay.
Because this is the guy that was he was handpicked by George Lucas to, you know what I mean? And
his content feels good to people.
Yes, it seems like he really understands Star Wars, and this is the guy that we want to start making the movies.
Okay,
because the movies are terrible. So yeah, I've been watching Bad Batch, and that's pretty good. And I got to get caught up on My Hero Academia. That season is still going on. I got to watch that. So I got some stuff to watch.
Yeah.
So we need to get this. We need to get this podcast going, so we get more time. You guys could just help us get more time to do these things.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Chasing,
going to work.
I mean, we're just beginning, so we ain't got nobody watching us but yeah, I mean, we're gonna try and expand this, man.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Yeah, everybody, just
I need the time.
Keep watching. Keep watching. Keep checking us out. We'll be back next week with new topics and new stuff to talk about. We've been going for an hour and 9 minutes, so I think I think we're good. I'm good to go here, fellas.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we out of here for today. So I'm gonna plug all of our like Twitters and Instagrams and stuff on the video. So check us out. Follow us on Twitter. Follow me and Rob on Instagram because Johnny doesn't have an Instagram.
I'm at Bobby James.
I have a wife.
BOBBIJAYMES.
Plug yourself. And I'm at Into the Cosmos, all one word. Just check us out, and we'll be back next week. All right.
Hey.
All right. See ya.